You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Micah Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Mike Lodge. I'm glad that you joined me this kind of a cloudy day here in South Carolina on my way to Palm Beach again. But I had to come back. I have my house up for sale here in South Carolina, trying to do as much marketing as I possibly can and get things done so I can move everything from Los Angeles to Palm Beach, and also my home to Palm Beach. It's been an interesting experience because we're literally going through all of our office space and all of our storage units that we have out there that we put, spare desks and chairs and everything, and trying to get rid of everything that we possibly can so that we can reduce our moving experience. I tell you, people, it is a tough time to move. But when you're moving from two different coasts, one from the West Coast and one from the East Coast at the same time, it makes it even more of a hard experience. When I go through the school of hard knocks, I go through the school of hard moving, I'm afraid. So I'm on my porch, and you're going to hear cars drive by, you're going to hear dogs bark, you're going to hear birds chirping. But that's part of life on the front porch in South Carolina. In fact, when I put my house up for sale, I'm advertising it as the porch house, because it is a house with this big, long porch that you can relax in and just listen to the birds and have a great cup of coffee. It's a great experience to have a front porch. There's a lot of people in the South that have these porches, and they have what is called porch parties, where they have a band playing, they have a barbecue going on, they've got friends sitting around, because they've got big porches here in the South. I mean, they're big ones. And I think that every house should have some type of a porch where families and friends can get together and get to know each other. Put down the cell phones, put down the texting devices, and just talk. I bet you some of you have even forgotten how to talk. Listen, I thought I had, because this house that I have is 30 to 40 miles from any central city, which means that I've got to travel a long ways to meet people. Otherwise, it's a bunch of houses that are far between each other out here in South Carolina, which is one thing that's nice about this house. I'm not trying to sell you this house, by the way. I'm just telling you how nice it is that I am 10 miles to Lake Keowee. Beautiful, beautiful lake. I went there, took my dogs there this past weekend, and one dog jumped right in, loved it. The other two dogs are wimps. They did not want to get into the water, but it was nice, warm water. I got in. I wasn't going to let two dogs stop me from getting into the water. So nice and warm and clear. You could see all the way down to the bottom. So what am I talking about today on my Wealth, Business, and Taxes podcast? Well, I've had some conversations about how people lead over the last couple of days. And one made a comment that said, if you're going to negotiate, people are not going to be fair, and people are not going to negotiate well. You can't trust people. Well, you know what? I negotiate every single day. We all do, in some form or fashion. We all do. And when you negotiate, there are some guidelines that you go by, but there's no rules to negotiation. The only rule that is in place is, one, to be professional at all times and to be fair at all times, which means that you don't come into a negotiation red hot anger or red hot, hey, it's my way or the highway. No, you don't do that. You are not going to get anywhere. Now, I have people that come in with that attitude, and at the end of our session, we've come to a decision jointly. Everybody, both sides have come to a decision jointly, and most of the time it's very, very fair. 85% of the time, it's workable. But you cannot win a good reputation or achieve anything if you're going to be a bully negotiator. It just does not hold out. Go into the negotiation. Size up who's there. Find out what they do. Know who the people you are negotiating with. Come to the table, and it's going to be a table where you can list your demands but also have options to make those demands less harsh. Demands really never get anywhere. We want to hear them. Yeah, each side wants to know what your demands are to close this deal or to close out a good negotiation session. But we want you to do it in a very fair manner. That's one thing that I learned in dealing with China is that every single negotiation that they go into, they want it to be a win-win situation. Now win-win isn't going to be the case every time, but that's what their view of a good negotiation is when everybody comes out even-handed. It's not working this time around. That might have been an old Chinese way, but Trump's not having good luck with the Chinese at the moment in the way that they're negotiating. But it's one of the issues is that you need to know who you're negotiating against, what their needs are, what their demands are, and what we finally get to what their needs are. Remember, negotiation isn't about what you want, but it's about what you need to make the deal work. But if you're going to come in, and I got hit hard on this because people did not agree with me. They follow this person like he's a guru of everything. But the problem is that there are a lot of red flags and a lot of things that he says, and I call him on it. Now, people become so brainwashed when they get into these organizations, into these schemes, that they forget to think with common sense. Instead, they're so focused on making millions and millions of dollars of money because they see this person riding around in Rolls Royces and Learjets and everything else. Red flag, by the way. That they forget about using common sense when it comes to business and negotiations and relationships with the people that you're going to be doing business with. So I want you to take away from this today is that if you're going to negotiate, fairness has got to be a part of it. Bullying isn't going to help at all. Because if you're coming with me in my mediation, that bullying is going to end, and pretty soon you're going to be sitting at the table and we are going to be negotiating and putting out options and looking at opportunities at that table. So think about this very clearly. Bullying doesn't work. Being aggressive does not work. But coming to the table with an open mind and with the ability to look at options, you are going to be far, far ahead of everybody else. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT. If you have any questions, send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com, and I'll be more than happy to talk with you. If you need mediation, call me at 888-681-1518. If you have a dispute or an employment conflict or a divorce planning and conflict need, just call me, and I'll be more than happy to work with all parties. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT, and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbti.com. wbtpod.com, and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.